Gina Rinehart is Australia's richest woman. Her wealth stems from the mineral riches her father pegged in the 1960s. She's notoriously shy and has a fierce litigious streak. But in 2010, she found her voice. She led a rally against the mining tax. Armed with newfound confidence, she mobilised her fortune and surprised everyone by buying a large slice of Channel 10. But why does the woman who seemingly despised the media suddenly want a piece of it?
What do all those who love Western Australia say? Axe that tax. And Kerry, please listen. What should our West Australian newspaper be saying? Axe the tax. Axe the tax. Loudly.
It's not every day that you see a billionaire chanting on the streets.
The reason I am, screaming up and down about this, even in the city streets, is because I feel so strongly about it. I feel strongly about it for our future of this country.
But 2010 was the year Gina Rinehart stepped away from her private world and hit the streets in protest with the blue-collar worker.
Well, it was very unusual, particularly for her because she's a very, very private person.
It was a very, very bad look, and to choose that as the point when you go public was ill-informed, although she was probably taking her own advice.
Georgina Hope Rinehart was born in 1954. She's the daughter of Lang Hancock, who pegged vast amounts of iron ore in Western Australia's Pilbara during the 1960s.
Well, I knew Gina in 1975 when I worked for her father, Lang Hancock, as a journalist on the National Miner, and Gina actually worked in the same building. All of a sudden there's like wheelbarrows full of cement going up in this ordinary office building lift with bricks. And so I said to them one day, "What are you doing?" And it was because Gina's just had a baby, and they built in her office a double brick enclosure for the baby so that her visitors couldn't hear the baby crying. So I thought that was pretty amazing.
When her father died in the 1990s, it was Gina Rinehart who took to growing on his work and turning his undeveloped deposits into operating mines.
She has, in more recent times, I think, done a brilliant job in resurrecting the mess that her father left behind when he died, and it was a mess.
BRW magazine estimates her fortune at $4.75 billion.
I think Gina Rinehart would like to be acknowledged and recognised as being a successful businesswoman in her own right, not simply the daughter of Lang Hancock, who has inherited many millions of dollars and who's now spending and investing those millions.
Her father was extremely well known. She feels that she's done, a good job in building up the business in her own right. And of course, we've now seen her, in a most unusual foray, take on an interest in the 10 network.
Shortly after the billionaire James Packer bought an 18% stake in Channel 10, she followed in his footsteps, raiding 10% of the TV station.
I think everyone was surprised by that, and I'm not entirely sure, I don't think anybody's entirely sure of the reasons for that.
The raids kept coming. She's since been buying up Fairfax shares too. For a woman born and bred to be a miner, why the flirtation with media?
Clearly, she was also trying to be very vocal in her views on the mining tax, and also what Western Australia and the mining industry needed to do in terms of immigration, in terms of tax structures and things like that. So to encourage mining and to encourage resource development. So in some ways, I think having tried to set more of an agenda than she has publicly in the past, maybe she got a taste for the media.